Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 25 of What If Naruto Was a Vampire. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also stay in tune because after this I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Was Neglected by Everyone over on Anime King. And I post a new episode of What If Kaguya Was Naruto's mother, so go ahead and check out that and enjoy guys. And I also post a new episode on this channel of What If the 10 Tails was sealed inside of Naruto, so go ahead and check out that and enjoy as well. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice, and you enjoyed the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support guys, and remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails.
So the last part we left off, Eva had a flashback as she remembered her time captured in a cell, as Remiel was the one to come in there. And to her surprise, he was nice to her. He wasn't like the others who hated vampires, as he told her that he once had a vampire friend who was kind to him. That is why he never hated vampires, even though he knows some of them are bloodthirsty and vicious. He knows that some of them are good on the inside, and some of them wish to not harm people, but they just need blood to survive. And from there their relationship built, seeing that Ezekiel was out, as he was preparing for a war that was coming, so he hadn't visited in a long time. And with that their relationship built until the both of them kissed, as Eva didn't stop it, or neither did him, as the both of them enjoyed the kiss. But when Ezekiel came back, he lost some of his man in the war, and he wanted to make Eva felt the pain that he felt of losing his soldiers, and he wanted to make her suffer. But Remiel had enough of it, so he was the one who got her brother to get her out of there, that night when her brother was killed. She then met up with him, as Naruto was out on a mission with Team 10, as he asked her what is her decision, for them to leave this place, and for them to live a happy life. But to his surprise, she told him no, and that pissed him off. As he get beyond pissed, he then trapped her in a spear, as he was using a lot of his magic as he popped a pill in his mouth. Mana enhancers. But if you take too much of them, they will slowly hurt your body, and it will eventually kill you, taking too much. But he has to restrain Eva, as Eva was very strong and his mana couldn't hold her forever. So he knew what to do. He will simply just kill the boy, and then she would have no choice but to come with him. In his state, he was not thinking clearly. Also, Sasuke finally had that long confrontation with his brother, that long confrontation that he has always been waiting for, as him and Itachi start their battle, their long-awaited battle. There is also something building between X and Yujito. Naruto came back to the village after his mission, as he met Eva, as she told him to follow her. She has something to tell him. As they went to the forest, Naruto then quickly jumped away, as an invisible force tried to crush him, as he turned to see Eva morphing in to Remiel, as Naruto asked him where the hell is Eva, as Remiel just chuckled, and saying that he didn't have enough time, as he felt his body being strained, as he popped more of the pills in his mouth, as he will deal with Naruto here and now. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself, so let's begin this new episode. Remiel stood from Naruto, as the both of them just stood there glaring at each other. Remiel then raised his hands as a symbol for lightning on the back of his palms lit up, as he started to fire bolts of lightning towards Naruto, as Naruto jumped out of the way, dodging the strikes, as they tear through the trees, destroying them into splinters. Naruto then jumped up in the air, as Remiel then fired an arrow made from lightning, as Naruto released a blast of steam from his mouth, pure fire, as the lightning tried to cut right through it, but the fire overwhelmed the lightning and overtake it. As the fire was rushing towards Remiel, Remiel raised his hand as he lowered it, as an invisible force crashed down on the fire, as it quickly dispelled. As Naruto was still in mid-air, as Remiel pointed his two hands at Naruto, as another bolt of lightning discharged and strike right into Naruto, as his body collapsed to the ground. Remiel smirked as he saw Naruto's smoking body. Remiel then held up his hand, as the symbol for creation on the back of his palm lit up, as he created a staff out of pure mana, as he then looked at Naruto, as Naruto was wincing in pain. "Now you die! Evil will be all mine," he said as he brought it down, as he drove it right through Naruto's chest, to pin him down to the ground. As the symbol for fire came on his hand, as he pointed his hand straight towards Naruto's face, ready to incinerate Naruto. But to his surprise, there was a poof, as Naruto was just a clone. The ground broke open in an instant as a devastating kick planted in the side of Remiel's face, as his body crashed through a couple of trees. As he stopped and got back off the ground, scrapes and bruises were all over his body. A little cut here and there, but nothing too fatal. "You rotten bastard!" he screamed, as he released a force of pure mana, trying to overwhelm Naruto. But Naruto kept on walking, as Remiel released more force, but Naruto kept on walking, as Naruto's eyes turned blood red, as he vanished. Remiel quickly spun around, as the both of them drive their fists together, as Remiel was blown back, as he crashed into another tree. Even though he was known for his great magical ability, he did not have the strength, the physical capability to keep up with Naruto in that department, as that was one of the things that he was clearly lacking, but his magic clearly gave him the advantage over that. As he pointed his hand at Naruto, a lightning discharge was gathering around his palm, and around his other palm there was a flame that was getting larger and larger until he slammed both hands together as a wave of pure electricity and lightning, as he thrust it at Naruto, as Naruto quickly slammed his hand on the ground, as a giant crystal emerged between the two of them, creating a wall holding back the pressure. As the crystal started to break, as Remiel forced more mana, as his eyes started straining as he pushed more, as it shattered Naruto's crystal and washed over Naruto's body, tearing through the forest like a tidal wave, destroying everything in sight. As Remiel then stepped forward, as his body was getting exhausted, he was still holding Eva off from escape. A portion of his mana was going there to hold her back, but the pills was picking up for that, even though they were causing his body heavily damage inside. As he looked to see nothing, as a smirk came to his face, that attack should have completely disintegrated his body, and that is a vampire's weakness. Once their body is completely gone, erase all inch of it, they shouldn't be able to reform. As a smirk came on his face, finally he said, "It's over," as he collapsed to one knee, feeling the effects. "You know, for a smart guy, you're really stupid. Do you really think that would be enough to take me down?" said a voice. His eyes opened wide. "No, it can't be," he said, as he quickly spun around and drove his hand down to the ground. Naruto's body was pinned down to the ground by an invisible force. As Naruto tried to get up, but he slammed his hand down again, as Naruto's body was pinned into the ground. "I won't let you move," he said. "You will stay here and die. Eva will be mine." "What?" said Naruto, as he struggled to get up. "You're the only thing standing in my way. Once I kill you, she will realize that I'm the only man that she needs. I'm the one that can protect her from everything, and she will come with me and leave this wretched world. So that is my goal. To kill you, Naruto, he said. You stupid, arrogant fool, said Naruto. There's two major flaws in your plan. Do you really think that Eva will choose you after you kill me? Think, dumbass. She will hate you even more. Eva told me that she loved me. Do you really think that love like that could vanish that easily? And I love her as well. Since she came to this earth, there was a strong feelings between us. We have just gathered the courage to speak our feelings. And I will not let someone like you come in my way and stop me, Naruto said. As Remiel chuckled, you can't get up. You're gonna die here, he said. And just to humor you, what were the other facts that I didn't realize? As a smirk came on Naruto's face, you should know, you can't kill me. Suddenly, iron bars pierced from the ground as they stabbed right into Remiel's shoulder as he collapsed backwards, as he howled out in pain. As he realized some iron bars had ripped through the ground. What the hell, he said. I recently went on a mission and found a rare person with metal bloodline, able to manipulate metal. And guess what? I took some of their blood. And now, Naruto said, as he slammed his hand on the ground. As 10 more bars erupted from the ground, they started to spin as they dashed towards Remiel. Remiel had to jump away as he used his gravity magic as he floated up into the air, as they followed after him as he dodged and weaved out of all of them, as he then had to dodge multiple spikes of bones that Naruto kept shooting at him. As he took his attention off Naruto, that was a sad mistake for him to do, as a brutal punch breaking his jawbone, making him leak blood out of his mouth instantly, sent him skyrocketing down to the ground as his body hit it with a boom. As Naruto landed on the ground, as he looked at Remiel, Remiel tried to pull himself away as his body was badly wounded. Iron bars ripped from the ground and stabbed right through his legs, stuck him in one place. As he looked at Naruto approaching him, "No, no, no," he screamed. "I will not lose to you. I will not let you have her." As Naruto felt something coming, something dangerous, Naruto's body was sent sailing as a pulse erupted from Remiel, as the entire population of Konoha could feel it. As Remiel was gathering and pushing out all of his power, he raised his hand as Naruto's body was pulled towards him, as the word for gravity was on the back of his hand as he was using his gravity ability. As Naruto was nearing him, he then pointed his two fingers at Naruto as he shot a stream of lightning right through Naruto's skull. As Naruto's body dropped to the ground a thud, "That should hold you," as he pulled out the metal rod out of his legs as he winced in pain, as he held up his hand, as the word for lightning, and then fire, and then wind appeared in the back of his hand as he started to gather a great portion of mana that he had left, as 10 wind arrows appear above Naruto, 10 fire arrows, and 10 lightning arrows, all of them that he was infusing with magic, as it was getting brighter and brighter, as the power was glowing inside of them. "This will end you. This will make sure you don't come back," he said, as he lowered his hand, as the arrows hit dead on. He was sent sailing as the force of the attack pushed him away, as his body crashed into a large tree, as he coughed up a great portion of blood, not to mention his jaw was greatly broken, as he could feel the severe pain. But he looked over. Did that do it, he wondered, as he released a sigh when he noticed nothing was there. The body could have been completely incinerated. Or did he move? Those thoughts quickly drift to his mind. No, he couldn't have sidestepped that. He has to be dead. It has to be finally over. I already told you this, didn't I? As Remiel's eyes went wide, as he noticed a shadow in the cloud, as a dust cloud blew away to reveal Naruto, as One of his arms was gone, but it was slowly reforming. I will never let you or anyone take Eva from me, Naruto said, as Remiel tried to get to his feet but he couldn't. His body was heavily damaged and broken. As he used so much power in the last attack, he felt like his body couldn't even move. But if he couldn't have Eva, you wouldn't have her either, he thought. I won't let you have her, Remiel said. What are you gonna do, said Naruto. You can't even move. There's no doubt that you're gonna kill me after this, aren't you? Said Naruto. Yes, there's no doubt. Well, saying that only leads to one thing. It's time for me to make the ultimate sacrifice. Without her, my life is nothing. And you, if I don't end you, you will have her. And that is just gonna be more messed up. Knowing that I died, and you're still here with her. I won't allow that to happen, he said, as Naruto noticed a white glow on his chest. I'm going to take you and myself to the afterlife together. Prepare yourself, Naruto, because this is the last time that you will. But he was completely cut off, as Naruto's hand was through his chest. As Naruto looked down at him, I won't let you do anything stupid or rash. As he coughed up some blood, he then looked up at Naruto. We're enemies. But can you do something for me, he said, as he coughed up more blood. I'm dying. Can you grant a dying wish? Naruto removed his hand, as a gaping hole was oozing blood. Meanwhile, with Eva, she smashed her fist against the spear again, as it shattered into pieces. She then quickly shut her eyes as she searched for Naruto, as she dashed towards where he was. Back with Naruto. Tell Eva that I'm sorry, said Remiel. If you're going to protect her, you're going to need to know something. Seeing that I'm gonna die now, soon enough, Ezekiel will find a way to get his army to this world. You should know, he's planning on destroying the Akatsuki. The Akatsuki, Naruto said. Yes, we have been working for them. He then coughed up some more blood the moment we came here. But Ezekiel is a tricky and powerful man. Trust me, he's like 10 times stronger than me. He also has a trump card, a power that you shouldn't allow him to use. So if you ever, when you face him I mean, kill him quickly. Don't push on the fight. You need to end his life. As Naruto looked at him, I'm not telling you this because I care about you, said Remiel. I'm telling you this because I want you to protect Eva. Because if he captured her, he's going to allow her to suffer. Suffer and suffer. And I can't rest in peace knowing that. So please, stop him. If you don't find him and the Akatsuki can end this quickly, I don't believe your world will survive. He has thousands of troops, and all of them will be coming here soon. So, please, I'm putting my faith in you, Naruto. End his life to protect Eva. As he then collapsed dead. Naruto then heard his name being cried out, as Eva rushed up to him as she stopped to take in everything. As she saw Remiel on the ground dead. As she saw Naruto with a sad, yet angry look on his face. As she looked at Remiel, even though what he did was wrong, he was the one who helped her back then. He was the one who showed her so much love when everyone else hated her. He was the one that protected her through all of this. She started to cry. As Naruto walked over to her, he hugged her. It's alright. As she cried in his shoulder, everything's gonna be alright now, Naruto said, as he's gonna make sure that Eva is protected. Remiel died and gave him his last final wish, and he won't let him down. Meanwhile, with Sasuke Uchiha, Sasuke jumped up as he looked around As you remember what happened, he did it. He finally ended his brother's life. But where is he now? Uchiha Sasuke, said a voice. As Sasuke saw a man coming out of the corner, wearing an orange mask. He slowly pulled away the mask, revealing a Sharingan. But the moment he did, Sasuke's eyes reacted, and black flames covered the man as he fell back, howling in pain. Some moments later, the man came back. That bastard Itachi. It seems like, even when he's in the grave, he still finds a way to protect you. As Sasuke didn't know what was going on or where he was. And this man, he was a fool of the Akatsuki. What is he doing here? He had spotted this man when he took on Deidara and Sasori, as his team was able to kill Sasori. But if it wasn't for the snake re-summoning jutsu, him and his entire team would have been dead. Seeing that Deidara blew up himself to try and kill them in the process, but he failed. Seeing that the snake swallowed all of them and took them out of there. But this man, he called himself Toby, he was there. And he wasn't acting his way. Toby then stepped out of the shadows. We really need to talk, he said. Meanwhile, all of that was going on. Ezekiel was standing by himself on a cliff, as there was 3 marks on his hand, as one of them vanished. So you're dead, Ramiel, he said. What a waste. I lost one of my good soldiers. As he clenched his fist so tight, even though his face didn't show it. Blood was leaking from his palm as his fingernails dig into his flesh. As he was pissed. He was beyond pissed. The mountain that he was standing on exploded just by pure pressure, as his body descended up into the air as he dashed off. Meanwhile, with Naruto and Eva, the both of them were coming out of the forest, as the barrier that Remiel put up, it had already faded a long while back. To their surprise, they quickly stopped as Ezekiel landed in front of them. You, Naruto said. Get behind me, Eva. Where is Remiel? Asked Ezekiel. I mean, where is his corpse? As he then noticed, right at Eva's feet, there was a crystal with Remiel's body inside of it. Which one of you did this? Was it you, he said, looking at Naruto, or was it the both of you? As he stepped forward, as Naruto prepared himself. I won't let you touch her, Naruto said. He then stopped and chuckled. No, not yet, he said. Your deaths will be far worse. All of you people in this village. Just by doing that, I will make sure your deaths are even worse than what you did to my comrade there. My noble soldier. And you, Eva. I will not kill you. Trust me, I won't. I will allow you to watch as I rip away everyone you care about in this world. And I will capture you again. Yes, I will. And I will make you suffer. And this time, I will make sure to keep someone around. No breaks. Endless torturing. As for you, boy, your time will come soon. And that day, Eva will be there to watch you die. But not now. Not now, he said, as he then vanished, as his body just disappeared. As Naruto, after spreading out his senses, realized that he's no longer here, dropped his guard. As Eva then looked at Naruto with a terrified look on her face. We need to do something, she said. 3 days later, Ezekiel had a big smile on his face, as they finally got it right. As thousands upon thousands of his soldiers are coming over to this world, as there was a huge breach open, as his mages are coming, as a smile couldn't get wider on his face. It was time for him to begin. And the first thing to do was, currently at the Akatsuki base, we have the Akatsukis, as they were sealing away the 6 tails, Utsukata. The current members remaining is Nagato and is 6 paths: Hidan and Kakazu, Kisame, and Tobi. As for the others, they were dead. So those are the remaining members, which was to make the sealing take a bit longer. As Tendo Pain, he was originally there, along with the sixth tail, seeing that he was the one who captured Utakata. When suddenly, Kisame hologram went missing. What the hell? He said. And then Kakazu and Hidan hologram went missing as well. As Tobi opened his eyes. What is going on? He asked. I don't know, he said. Meanwhile, with Kisame. What the hell is going on? Kisame said, as he had his sword in his hand, as he was surrounded by these floating guys, as they were all wearing black. All of them fired fire at him, as he raised Samihata to absorb them, but to his surprise, the bandage off of Samihata was burned off, and Samihata was blasted out of his palm. That is not chakra. That is not chakra, it was something else. As Kisame quickly jumped out of the way, as 3 vines break from the ground, as he saw one of them who had a book, as he was casting a few words, and the 3 vines were chasing after Kisame. Meanwhile, with Kakazu and Hidan, they were also surrounded by hundreds of these men, as they had to dodge and move out of the way. Back at the Akatsuki hideout, the body fell to the ground. As Utakata fell down, he was unconscious. He wasn't dead, seeing that the remains of the tail beast wasn't absorbed out of him. As Tobi vanished as well. Tobi then arrived to the site where Kakazu and Hidan was, as Zetsu told him that he would just have to see for himself to see what is going on. As he arrived to see all of these guys in black clothing, as he couldn't believe it, Kakazu and Hidan were on the ground, their bodies, cuts and bruises all over them. They were being pinned down by chains, strange white chains. A lot of dead bodies was around them, these men in black. As 2 of the members were casting above them, they released a beam that struck the ground. It instantly created a giant crater that carved through the ground until it hit the both of them. Their screams was the last thing, as their bodies were incinerated with a blow. He quickly disappeared in a swirling vortex as he appeared at Kisame's spot. To see Kisame pinned to a tree, several arrows as they were in his chest, as he was already dead, but there was a lot of these dead men around him as well. The man in the black clothing, but the others were picking up the body. As Tobi stood there not knowing what to do. These men had strange powers after what he heard. These were Ezekiel man, and he don't know the full strength of their abilities. What if they had some sort of ability to cancel out is permeation? And how quickly did the Akatsuki members fall? And how much of them are they? Meanwhile, at the Hidden Rain village, Nagato was currently in his machine, as Konan was beside him. What is going on? She asked. I don't know, he said, but the connection just suddenly cut. They then heard an explosion as he quickly gave chakra to Absorption Pain, who went to see the village under attack. We're under attack, Nagato said as he looked at Konan. Wings quickly spread from her back as she flew off to see what exactly is going on. When Konan arrived, she came to a sight to see these men as they are all dressed in black, storming through the village, creating havoc and chaos. She quickly created paper shurikens and thrust them at a great portion of them, as the paper shurikens dig right into their flesh, tearing through some of their hearts, killing them. But the numbers are overwhelming. As she was flying in the air, to her surprise, they took flight as well, as they had strange books floating beside them, as they started to fire off ice, fire, water, wind, lightning, all sorts of attack. As she had to dodge and weave through the air, and below her the others were destroying the village, causing pure havoc and chaos. As she then turned to see the other paths of pain as they were coming to her aid. Meanwhile, with Obito, he arrived back at his hideout. Zetsu, he said. We don't need to call him, said a voice. As Ezekiel stepped out of the shadows. You, Toby said as he stepped forward. Well, you double-crossed me. So that's it. After seeing the state of this world, and the conflicts and the wars that go on in it, I realized it just needs someone powerful enough to take control and hold this world down. And I will be that person. To rid this stupid Akatsuki organization off this planet. And then take the other villages for myself. You Akatsuki members are powerful. Indeed you are. You managed to take down a great portion of my soldiers. But I have a lot of them. And they will willingly give their life to see my plans a success. And your members are going to be dropping like flies. After we take care of your so-called leader, Nagato, was it? You will be the only one remaining. With that, Toby vanished in a swirling vortex as he appeared right behind the man as he thrusted a sword out of a swirling vortex to stab the man right through his back to pierce right through his chest. But to his surprise, the sword instantly turned into lava as he had to move away. You think you can really defeat me with such a stupid object? As the man then turned around, as Ezekiel had a smile on his face, you should know, I have the ability to study you. A good ability indeed when coming to a strange world. It's called the all-seeing eye, he said, as his eye then turned white as he looked at Toby. I can see it all. Your real name, Obito Uchiha. I can see your face, your abilities, allowing things to pass through you, while your real body go into a separate dimension. But this world has never seen magic before. My abilities are far different from yours. And on my earth, that is used a lot. People able to send away piece of their body so that they could avoid attacks. We have even more denser ability than that. Don't get me wrong, you guys have the power, the physical speed and the strength. In a one-on-one fight, it's hard to defeat you. That is why I had to send a great portion of my mages to wipe out your Akatsuki foe. Even here, me standing in front of you, I know you have a trick up your sleeve. And if it was to a fight to the death by hands, you will easily win. But when it comes to magic, I am the ruler. I own thousands, if not millions, soldiers. Countless of them died over the years, going by my will, my determination. They will fall at nothing to see my plans a success. And you pitiful man will not stop me, Ezekiel said, as he pointed his hand at Obito. Obito tried to move but he found himself couldn't. What is this? As his body was enveloped in a strange red aura. As Ezekiel tightened his fists, as Obito could no longer breathe. I am cutting off the oxygen to you. That aura around you prevents you from breathing. Soon enough you will die. Suddenly, bones break from the ground as it was at the top of Zetsu's head, causing Ezekiel to jump away, but one of the bones scratched against his leg as it got a deep gash. He jumped away as he quickly placed his hand on his leg, and in a white flash it healed. So Bone Man, you have come to interfere as well. Well then, I guess I can take the both of you down. He then smiled. Now, he said, as Obito watched as he vanished out of there. The entire place was then assaulted with fury of attacks, from lightning to wind, water, earth, everything, as the entire base crumbled within seconds. Above them was at least 50 mages all floating in the air as they just released their attacks, as the entire base has turned into nothing but dust. A couple of hours later, Ezekiel was back at the Hidden Rain village, as he couldn't believe how many of his soldiers fell to this one man using these 6 puppets. as he got greatly taken down here. But at least they still won, as he entered to see the body of Nagato with several swords sticking out of his chest, and his few remaining mages standing there. On the ground was Konan as she was unconscious. She was bound in ropes, with strange aura around them, preventing her from doing anything as her body was completely numb. As a smirk appeared on his face, he told them not to kill her. She would be a great asset to his force. The reason why, as he saw how loyal she was to Nagato. When he erased her mind and removed all of that loving towards Nagato and make her have a fresh, clean slate, he would be there for her to make her become his personal assistant, as she would still have that respect and loyalty to him like what she has to Nagato. Seeing that his recent assistant died in a battle with the elves, he needed a new one, as a smirk was still on his face. He doubts that Obito died in that attack. He was probably somewhere but without the Akatsuki, or with these, he said as he stepped forward. He placed a hand on Nagato's head. As Nagato Rinnegan vanished, he didn't destroy them, he took them. As he sent them away, he found them extremely powerful and a good power source which he would exploit for himself. And with that, the Akatsuki was taken down, as he then waved his hand and some strange symbols appear in mid-air. The world then broke a bit as it started to tear through fabric and space as the wormhole opened. As two figures stepped out. "Ah, you're here," said Ezekiel. "It's time we conquer this world," as a smirk was on his face. But guys, be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, I already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in your social media platform, and stay in tune for the rest of the what it's coming your way. And I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. But for now, I'm out here, guys. Peace.